So, Mario Kart Tour is done getting new content. That's kind of a bummer. I know the game had its flaws and all, but it was still a pretty fun game. Liked I liked it at least. Goodbye, Mario Kart Tour. You might be missed. I don't actually know. Throughout the years, Mario Kart fans' thoughts towards desert tracks have been mixed, to say the least. Basically, anytime you see a tier list of tracks, the bottom tiers are going to be looking pretty deserty, which is kind of justified. Nintendo is pretty bad at making deserts interesting, and not just in the Mario Kart series. Dry Desert is literally just a field of sand. It's even worse in 8 Deluxe, since they took out the whole plant. Desert Hills had potential with its Mario Bros. 3 vibe, but at the end of the day, it's just a field of sand. I don't exactly hate it though. Calamari Desert is a field of sand, but with a train. Yoshi Desert is a field of sand. It's got banger music though. Sunset Wilds is controversial. Bone Dry Dunes is honestly overhated in my opinion. I didn't like it at first because I think it was just a natural reflex to hate anything associated with deserts in Nintendo. But after like 10 years, it's grown on me. It has good music and a really cool vibe to it. I might just be a sucker for skeletons though. Shy Guy Bazaar is technically Desert Track 2, which I forget a lot of the time since you never actually drive in the desert. I never see people talk about it that much, which is probably because it's in Mario Kart 7, the one that everyone forgets about. I never really cared for this track, but I know it has fans that are relentless in superiority. It seems to be a general consensus that Dry Ruins is the best desert track, but then again, it might just be that Wii fans are loud. But ignoring that, it is a very good track. A good chunk of the track isn't in a field of sand, which is huge for Mario Kart, and like most Wii tracks, has amazing music. So after countless, grueling, sleepless hours of gathering research towards the Mario Kart desert problem, what did I do about it? Did I do something completely revolutionary, never before seen to anyone? Something that any savanna, oasis, wasteland, anything across the millions of video games across the worldwide web could ever accomplish? I just thought Conkdor Canyon would make a good enough Mario Kart track and went from there. This desert course that I've conjured is called Conkdor Ruins. It's relatively simple, but I like to think it's a nice change of pace from a generic field of sand. It'd have crumbling ruins everywhere, accompanied by blooming cacti, along with an early sunrise background. The main idea that got my brain working on this course was the straightaway of moving blocks in Conkdor Canyon. I thought it'd make a fun surface to race on, which is why I completely forgot to implement that idea in the final design. The bridge kind of transformed into a slow, wavy one, kind of like the Conkdor Canyon one, but not really. But anyways, here's what a race on this course will look like. You start inside of this temple and make a sharp left toward the bridge, which will be slowly shifting horizontally, making it a slightly different shape each time you drive on it. You take a left at the end into the wavy sand, make 2 U-turns past the Conkdors that can cause you to wreck if you drive too close. Basically the same way as a piranha plant. There's also a patch right here that can be cut through with a mushroom. You drive the straightaway and arrive at 2 turns, faced with another straight road, this time with boost pads. There are Conkdors here too. I thought about having them work like thwomps and be on a timed activation, but I felt like it'd be more fun if they reacted to racers. This would give people the chance to drive through the Conkdors and get a boost, while also allowing them to check their surroundings and try to crash other racers. I didn't depict it too well, but this road would be big enough to avoid all the boost pads and Conkdors if you want to take it safe. Then you take a left towards a landscape of sand, with the path split by a tomb. The left path is the normal one, with a ramp and a sharp right turn waiting for you. If you have a mushroom, you can take the right path, which will propel you here, cutting off the longer path. You'll need to make a really quick right turn though, due to your speed. Not having a mushroom here will result in you landing in the off-road section, which will obviously slow you down. You enter the temple again and begin lap 2, repeating what you just raced on. Then things change on lap 3. This turn right here rotates and directs you to the right instead, showing you a whole new part of the track. Lap 3 starts out normal as you just saw, then after the right turn here, you jump onto a different plane of sand. You drive into this small temple and loop around, driving upwards to the top of the ruin. The area above you has gotten foggy, as you are now in a desert storm above a giant canyon. The extreme winds cause the bridge to rotate, along with its shifting. This will be an anti-gravity section, which means you may end up upside down. You drive onto this slanted U-turn, part of which is made with another windy bridge, which also shifts and shakes some. You then take a left on this giant piece of ruin, gliding out of the storm. Kinda like Fortnite. You land on a previous part of the track, which you can trick off of or just skip. Then back towards the sandy landscape. You take a left back towards the temple and the race is complete. Here are the detailed concepts of this course. I like to think I put a lot more effort into these compared to my last one. I went ahead and made mock-ups for how would work in Tour 2. As you probably guessed, there are two variants of this course. They remain relatively the same except for the bridge on 2. It would simply be a vertically wavy road, since Tour doesn't have anti-gravity. Conkdor Ruins 1R doesn't see much change. This shortcut is blocked off, and there are ramps placed here and here just to make it possible. Conkdor Ruins 2R has a glide ramp placed here. You also can't touch this part of the course anymore. And then there are ramps here, like in the other R version. I didn't make RTs for either, since the trick variants kind of coexist with each other. You'll see what I mean in a second. For Conkdor Ruins 1T, you race the track as normal until the tomb area. The right path has a ramp which removes the shortcut, but does make it ever so slightly faster. Then you go straight towards this ramp, which will launch you onto this path, leading you towards the second portion of the track. There's also a section marker here, meaning that this is a one-lap course and tour. Anyways, there's not too much change here. After the U-turn, you make a sharp left that takes you back to the ruins. One more U-turn into the temple and the race is complete. For Conkdor Ruins 2T, you start in reverse. You drive up this ramp to the right and trick off of it into this area, and then into the canyon area. There's a glider ramp here to fly through where the long bridge would originally be. Just pretend it's not there. Then you make the loop and drive towards another large ramp. There's an airborne lap marker here, since this is a one-lap course as well. The U-turns in this section are slanted and raised, with a ramp at the end of this second one. The Conkdor boost pads have ramps at the end of them now. Then you are directed to the right shortcut path, which takes you on a road over the temple, and then you drive back around into it, completing the race. And that concludes my first original concept course, Conkdor Ruins, which I hope serves as a change of pace from the generic desert landscapes, even though I didn't change it up too much. I want to thank you guys for the support on the Sky High Sunday video, as well as any future support on this one. I've seen your comments, and I do plan on using some of these for ideas for future concepts and remasters. Anyways, I post updates on my Instagram and YouTube community post if you're interested in my future concepts, since I don't plan on stopping now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.